Well, hello everyone. You here to show you that it's like the TV corner is that not talking about a coloring, which I'm sure that most of us probably know that really about the type of colorings. If I were to maybe draw a TV that I would maybe like to have so far as in my dreams or whatever you call it. But other than that, is talking about what TV corner is that maybe a screen that's what you call has a frame and say my favorite color, and then maybe a type of screen that they can maybe fold into, like say a little micro flat cube or something like that. But basically talking about is like the TV corner is that you have right here is I have about maybe about I don't know about maybe 200 say millimeter. I say about me. I think about maybe 2 yards, something like that. I'm not sure of cable, of cable wiring it is that you have right here is that for my cable TV here that it's like if it's cable or satellite TV it is knowing about the cable wiring that I have and talking about is like with the cable wiring, this little gadget right here that I found around, and of course it's like you have right here is that you got is like the the AV the X extra NOS see here you say I guess for the cable TV it is that goes into that connector, and then of course the TV game, and then along with the VCR. I don't know how old that this little gadget is, this little tool, this splitter, I guess it is. But according to what it works, it's like that I'm sure with most of us here have seen them before, or maybe heard of them. Is you got like a splitter, like a convention and connect, like a little connector gadget that I really don't even know if it's really called a gadget. But anyway, but it's like a splitter that you don't have to, if you have like a number of items connected to it's like to like one TV it is. If you were to use one TV as like an example right here, and then if you were to connect it to like a VCR or a DVD player, or maybe it's like you have maybe a Blu-ray player, HD TV is like with most I guess nowadays with most television sets, it's like for the they say known as like this for this TV corner activity that I'm talking about is talking about with like a flat screen or anything like that. Then I really don't know what these connectors are, but my best guess is they're like the opter optin connector or something that you would connect one cable in to one port, and then you have the main output right here. But you push these buttons right here to go ahead and if you want to switch to the gameplay, or if you want to go to the cable TV or to the VCR, it is. But since this only has like 3 different other connectors, and I'm thinking that of course if you most of us here may know what I'm talking about, that if you were to go go around your home and clean around, and then you start finding things. And I remember why I bought this little adapter, but I'm trying to remember why I never used it. And I think at one time I have used it, but then of course that if I remember right, that I've used it whenever I back in I think 1999, I think it was that whenever I used it, because I remember whenever I bought it, but then I'm trying to remember what year it was. But I know I've had it for quite a while, and knowing about the fact that since I don't use it, then thinking about is like that maybe I could use it, or sell it, whatever. But other than that is that usually what I usually do with my old stuff, of course, is maybe find somebody who's interested, or maybe to would you say is that maybe use it. It's like for maybe a backup or something. But other than that but of course it's like I'm not working with all old school stuff. It's like it's like you got the surge breaker. It is that a lot of the things that I buy, that I try to think twice before I think about giving them away or something. But anyway, but for TV corner, as you have right here, is for the TV game, and then of course with the VCR. And I don't see a of course DVD capability connection on here, along with maybe TiVo, or maybe a few other things that they have for the TVs nowadays. But anyway, this typical stuff that I would buy, at the store it is, and then of course that I've used them. But then on the other hand too, that this thing about this little adapter that it hasn't been used as much, and I think one of the reasons why I didn't use it very much was the fact that whenever it was some of it was due to the move, and then of course on the other hand too that it was that whenever I got about one or two game systems in, and the theater surround sound system that I had gotten, that of course I didn't need this anymore. Apparently that before I could afford anything real expensive, before I could afford anything worth over $200, it was that I bought this little tool. And a lot of times it's like thinking about with this little adapter, it is that knowing about that's something that's that would only it would be worth about maybe $8-10, maybe at the store it is. But other than that, it's talking about with this little portable DVD player, and of course it's not an HD that I know of. Of course, depending on what picture you like to see. That other than that is knowing about with most of us, if we're going to set up a TV or go to the setup options, of knowing about is a TV screen maybe about this size, and knowing where it has like a little touch screen it is, where you can touch your own features it is. But other than that is talking about with the TV corner is knowing about with all these cables. Really, would you rather deal with maybe a number of menus and maybe a few codes and passwords or whatever, or maybe would you rather deal with the cables? But on the other hand too, that knowing about with me that yeah, I'm already having to deal, of course, I'm having to work and manage a cable bill, of course, and on the other hand too, that knowing about that, yeah, that with all these cables right here is knowing about that as long as they're not in the way, for say for a safety hazard is. But other than that is knowing about that, yeah, what most people probably think about is that if your TV is hit by a bolt or lightning, then what kind of dangerous risk do you think that would happen with there? But other than that is talking about with gadgets, and along with this, like with the little adapter it is, but knowing about this like for the TV corner.